So what is it that makes you like something that I have zero interest in? What is it that makes us love what we do and not what we don't? The question is often a point of contention in society and culture. Do we all go around thinking or even saying, well, I like what I like and that's all that I like? I don't know, maybe we do. But I think the question really is, why do we like what we like? Okay, so here I am again processing through my own creative journey. And I want to share my thoughts on life and how that impacts our creativity. Specifically today, how our lives and our past experiences impact what we like and what we don't. As we look at all of the things of life, from the literal stuff to our own dreams, from ideologies to artistic works, from food to sports, we all have opinions about all of these things. We really do have opinions about everything, even if that opinion is not having an opinion. So basically, there are three categories in regards to the types of opinions that we have. We like it, we don't like it, or we just don't have an opinion on it. Really, that is generally the extent of the types of responses we give when we are asked about our opinion on anything. Now, the degree of like or don't like, well, those options can vary, with love and hate being the extreme of our possible opinions. Again, the question is why? Why do we like what we like? You can't just say, well, I like the thing because. That doesn't answer the question. Why? I would say that our opinion, or our taste, if you will, is more influenced by other people's influence on our lives and the cultural standards we adopt within the social groups that we're a part of, rather than our own truly individual opinion on something. That influence really does matter, because one of our basic human desires is to be accepted. Even when we say we don't care about acceptance, we really do. When we are in community with others, especially those we hold in high esteem, we often desire to look, act, and even think and speak the way they do. Now, I'm not saying that you can't be a part of a group and have differing opinions. You really can, and we often do. In fact, sometimes our association with a group, specifically ones that we don't choose to be a part of, actually makes us have opposite opinions or likes. Can you say family? So individuals have the power to impact our opinions on lots of things, but so do larger groups. If you think about it, culturally specific things like food, dress, morals, language, and art differ from group to group or culture to culture. Those differences play a foundational role in defining what is acceptable and even generally liked within that group or culture. And those defining differences become issues when groups or cultures touch or try to integrate. Those differences in what we accept or like impact how we relate to others. And let me be clear, we need to relate well to other cultures of all types, with people of all backgrounds. That doesn't mean embracing every part of their cultural norms in exclusion of our own. We don't have to like what they like or do what they do. God has placed you in the life that you have been given for a purpose. But He doesn't tell you how to go about every step of that purpose directly. He doesn't tell you everything you should do or everything that you should like or not like. But throughout the Bible, He does point us to what He desires for our hearts to match up with. In Proverbs, chapter 6, verses 16 through 19, we see the things that God does not like. There are 6 things that the Lord hates, 7 that are an abomination to Him: haughty eyes, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked plans, feet that make haste to run to evil, a false witness who breathes out lies, and one who sows discord among brothers. In Philippians 4:8, we see positive things. Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, if there is anything worthy of praise, now that would be praise of God specifically, think about these things. Okay, so we don't have to like what God likes, but we should. And in fact, it's in our very nature not to like what God likes. Our sinful hearts can often desire what is hated by God. When we have faith in God through Jesus, our lives, our desires, our likes, everything should match up more and more each day with His. Our lives transform so that we look more like Jesus. Okay, so figuring out why we like what we like is a bit more complex than it would seem on the surface. So maybe a few examples would help. Examples that explain why I like some of the things that I like. Okay, one, now I'm a music lover, always have been. I like all kinds of music from all kinds of genres. That love of all kinds of music came from being in a family that listened to all kinds of music. That doesn't mean that I love every kind of music. There are quite a few genres that I just can't get into. But I can still see the value of all kinds of music. My family allowed me to experience a wide sample of music, and it was normal. For some people, their families only listen to one kind of music, so their context of what they like is narrower in focus than mine, but no less important to them. Okay, so here's another musical example from when I was a kid. So I did not like Led Zeppelin at all, but my older brother and his friends did. And for a season in my youth, that was basically all they listened to. And because I had to tag along with my brother everywhere he went, that was basically all that I listened to as well. Strangely, because he liked Led Zeppelin and I looked up to him, and the repetition of that music day in and day out, it grew on me too. To the point that today Led Zeppelin is an all-time favorite band for me. Okay, so one last example, this time football. So again, when I was a kid, all my family members had their own favorite NFL teams. For mom, it was the Redskins, not the Commanders. This was the 80s. One brother, for some unknown reason, loved the Cowboys, and one brother loved the Chargers. Now, I was like 10, and I had no affiliation, but I knew that I needed to have my own team that I would like. So here's a prime example of the likes of the group pushing you to like something completely different. So I did what every wise 10-year-old does. I made a list of all the NFL teams, and I picked a team based on their potential for future success. Yes, that's what I did. No, not at all. That is not what I did. Nope. I picked the team that had a helmet that I thought looked cool. A colonial dressed football player set to hike a football. Pat Patriot. Now wait, before you hate on me, this was the early 80s, before Brady, Belichick, and 6 Super Bowls. The Patriots sucked, but they were my team. So why do you like the things that you like? What aspects of a thing or a thought or a group typically draws you to it? So for me, I like what I like because that's what I like. And when it comes down to it, that answer for most things is a good enough reason. But there are a lot of things in life that we should like or not like for deeper reasons than that. Reasons that point us to what truly matters in life and the values that we hold. Why you like a political candidate or party or a cause or an ideology or a faith, things of importance like that, those need to be grounded in something more, something that you can defend, something that you're willing to see the bad parts of and fight hard to fix it because you love it. Whatever our experience in life is, we will all have a multitude of opinions about a multitude of things. That's normal. That is part of what defines us as individuals. I encourage you to look at why you like what you like. And with that knowledge, find ways to go, create, and be a blessing. You can support our channel by subscribing, hitting that bell icon to get notified when new content comes out, and liking our videos. If you'd like to consider supporting our team financially, there's a link in the video description with more details. Those things will help our channel for sure, but if you do nothing else, please spend some time in the comments of our videos encouraging one another to create, to help others create, and to help grow that creative nature within us all. Oh, and you can check out these videos too. Thanks. We'll see you again soon.